Hey Capricorn, what do we have going on for you for this new to full moon cycle? Oh, okay. All right. Normally I wouldn't go with so many cards, but we're going to go with it. We're going to run with it. We're going to run with it for you because I'm actually feeling it. So here's what we've got, Capricorn. What we're looking at first is which area of life you need to be focused on, like what you need to be putting your attention on to grow, to work with, to seed, to, all of those things. And then what is your spiritual advice? So let's take a look at any spiritual advice that's actually coming through for you, Capricorn. All right, so interesting. I'm gonna do this here. I feel like that makes a lot more sense. So Capricorn, let's take a look at what's happening for you. Like where you need to be putting your attention is definitely in the realm of your career, what you're putting out there into the world, like what you're meant to put out into the space. And maybe this isn't your career. Maybe what you're meant to put out there is something that's like more like a side hustle or a hobby or something like that, but this is more focused on that. But there's something to do with the connection between like what you're meant to master, what you're meant to be here to do, and with your identity. I feel like your career, your path of purpose is and it's very much tied into your identity at this point, at this particular juncture. Obviously, this isn't going to be the case for every single Capricorn sun or rising sign that's out there, but for some of you, this is going to be the one that really resonates, Capricorn. You have Capricorn showing up as we're reading about Capricorn, right? So this is about you really working on like, what are you mastering? What is it that you're being integrous with? What are you creating? What are the foundations that you're creating? What are the boundaries that you have? How long has it been taking for you to mature the aspects of yourself and about your career that are coming into play? There's also something that I think that you're probably ready to start doing as like teaching. Like maybe you're being a student, maybe I think even for some of you, depending on where you're at with your archetypal transits in your particular chart, you could actually be moving into a place where you are switching careers completely and you're just like, I'm going in this other direction, I'm going to study this stuff and I'm going to leave the rest behind and I'm going to start all over again. And so this is all related to that particular card. But that I think that for some of you, this could be about like sharing your knowledge with other people in a way that feels instructive or helpful and like contributing, right? Like a contribution. When we look at your spiritual guidance, we have the 7 of Pentacles and we have the Knight of Pentacles, right? So it's just like Knight of Pentacles is very like it's slow and steady wins the race. It is strategically plotting your next steps, not in a manipulative way, but in a way where you're like, okay, I'm surveying my physical resources and I'm trying to figure out what is the best move to make from this particular point. What are the best solutions? What are the best possibilities to make from this particular point? And that's something you need to examine, and you need to have some patience about how that unfolds. You may want it to move more quickly than it's able to move at this particular period of time. You've been putting in a lot of attention and energy, and you're like, but I've already put this in. I've been tilling the soil. I've been watering the plants. I've been doing all these things. Like, can I just see some fucking fruits? And you're starting to see some of the fruits of your labor, but it's going to require more patience and more planning for you to move forward, especially because like Capricorn showing up is like, it takes more time for it to mature. It takes more time for it to come into fruition. So you may want it to move more quickly, but I think that this is like something that is developing your your purpose path. I feel like this is something that is developing your identity as a person and something that you're going to be contributing. It requires patience. It requires like mastery. It requires slowing things down for things to be going at a slower pace than you want them to go. And that's just the phase that it's in right now. That doesn't mean that's where it's going to stay, but that's where it is right now, Capricorn. And if there's anyone that I could think would really appreciate this, it would be a Capricorn, right? Like, you guys are the ones that would actually be able to understand and appreciate this process more than other people. I'm not saying it makes it easier necessarily, but it definitely is something that you would understand more. So, you know, if you want like more of the full picture, I would say, you know, look at your February 2023 reading, which I'll have up on the screen here that you can go check out. But if you really, really want to know, if like you're like, this resonates, but I want to know more specifically for me, get a personal reading. All that information is down below. I will see you in the next video. Bye.